Hello, my name is, um, so I'm James, and I'm supposed to be a new temper. I'm guessing that means temporary fill-in, something like that, um, for this channel. So anytime one of the usual people decide they can't do a video, I will do a video for them, because I'm magical. I love you. So recently I met a girl on Facebook, and it was really interesting because I didn't really know anything about her. She lives in a completely different state. She actually makes videos on this channel, but nonetheless, I added her and we started talking. And what I learned was homophobia hasn't completely gone away yet. And the reason I say that is because where I live, um, it's just not something that happens. Um, the youth around my area, and by the way, I'm 15 and I live in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, so the youth around my area are pretty accepting. There's not a lot of homophobia. It doesn't happen. I've been going to high school for 2 years, and I've never heard of a kid being bullied because he was gay or lesbian or bisexual or pansexual or in question or any of those. But something that I tend to forget is homophobia does happen, and it's rampant in some parts of the country, especially in the Bible Belt and in the South. And what was awkward is this girl I met, she lives up north and I live down south. We're in Florida, so we're way down south. And as the old saying goes, the more north you go in Florida, the southerner it gets, the more south it gets, because Miami is where all the Hispanics and the young people are, and the further up you go, the more older and the more white and the more redneck people get. And we're right on the very edge of the Bible Belt. So I was expecting there not to be any homophobia in a place like New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, some northern state. It's just I didn't I just didn't think it happened. But this girl I met, when her school is incredibly homophobic. In my school, they don't even use the term gay to describe something they don't like. I remember in middle school they used to do it, but not in high school. Over there, apparently happens all the time. Kids get bullied. So, it's a reminder that if you live in an area where there's not a lot of homophobia, it's still rampant in some parts of the country, and in some parts of the world you get killed for being a homosexual or bisexual or any of those. But the main thing we have to focus on, we're trying to be positive, and we have a right to be positive because although some parts of the country may be homophobic, for the most part, we're progressing out of that. As a culture, sooner or later, it'll be a thing of the past. It'll be like racism. Now, there's still racism, but it's not rampant. There's no segregation. There's no laws against people who are different races from us. And we're coming to the point where homophobia is being seen as a taboo. Where racism became the taboo 40, 50 years ago, we're seeing homophobia become the taboo now. And it's becoming less and less socially acceptable. Our children will look at the issue of gay rights and the gay rights movement and look at it as we do the civil rights movement of the 1960s. President Obama himself has spoken in favor of gay rights, and more politicians are doing so as well. So we have to keep in mind that sooner or later, not too far in the future, it'll be a taboo to be homophobic. And our kids will look at this like they looked at the civil rights movement. But we also have to be cautious, and we have to remind ourselves that it is still an issue, and this still exists in many parts of the country. And even after our country has moved past this issue, it will still be an issue in many parts of the world, as racism still is today. So, yeah, that's my video.
Thank you for watching.